Imagine walking into a storm, rain pouring, wind howling. But instead of panicking, you stand still, calm, unshaken. The storm is fierce, but it does not move you. Now, imagine that storm is your emotions. Every day, life throws chaos at you. A rude stranger, a friend's betrayal, an unfair situation. These moments hit like thunder, and for most people, they take over. Anger, frustration, resentment. But what if none of it could touch you? What if no insult, no betrayal, no unfairness could ever make you lose control again? The truth is, anger isn't something others cause. It's something you allow. Most people think frustration is natural, that rage is an automatic response. But history's greatest minds knew better. Marcus Aurelius ruled Rome through war and betrayal. Seneca faced exile. Epictetus was born a slave. Yet nothing could break them. They mastered one thing no one could take from them: their minds, their secret, Stoicism. But let's be clear, Stoicism is not about being weak or suppressing emotions. It's about dominating them. It's about training your mind so that nothing, no person, no situation, no insult can shake your inner peace. Today, I'm going to show you how to stop getting angry forever, how to stay in control no matter what happens, and how to reclaim your power in a world that tries to take it away. By the time you finish this, you won't just understand Stoicism, you will live it. Are you ready? Let's begin. If mastering your mind and staying in control, no matter what resonated with you, don't keep this wisdom to yourself. Share it. Just like you are learning to break free from anger and frustration, someone else out there needs this message today. Hit like to let us know this lesson spoke to you. Subscribe to keep sharpening your mind with powerful insights. And most importantly, share your thoughts in the comments. How do you handle challenges? What's one moment where you chose control over reaction? This is more than just a video. It's a movement of people refusing to be controlled by emotions. Join the movement. Own your power. Live unshaken. Number 1. The trap of control. Stop wasting energy on the uncontrollable. You sit in your car, hands gripping the wheel so hard your knuckles turn white. Your boss just fired you. No warning, no explanation. A flood of rage fills your veins. Your mind replays the moment on a loop. This isn't fair. They can't do this to me. How could this happen? But here's the truth. It already happened. You can sit there, stuck in anger, stewing over what was taken from you. Or you can ask yourself the only question that matters. What do I still control? Most people never ask this. They believe anger is automatic, an uncontrollable reaction to unfair situations. They think it's proof they've been wronged. But anger is not a reflex, it's a choice. And worse, it's a trap. Anger tricks you into believing you're fighting back, that by fuming, blaming and lashing out, you're regaining control. But the exact opposite is true. The moment you let rage take over, you lose control completely. A Stoic sees through this illusion. He knows that trying to control the world is like trying to stop the ocean with your bare hands. Impossible. The world will never conform to your expectations. People will betray you. Plans will fall apart. Life will be unfair. And if your peace depends on the world playing by your rules, you will be angry forever. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire in chaos. Wars, plagues, betrayals from those closest to him. But he never let anger consume him. Why? Because he mastered the one thing no enemy could ever take from him, his mind. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Marcus Aurelius. Think about the last time you were furious over something you couldn't change. Maybe it was an argument with someone who refused to see your side, a flight delay that ruined your plans, a mistake someone else made that affected you. Now, ask yourself, did my anger fix the situation? Did it make anything better? Or did it just make me miserable? The answer is always the same. Anger changes nothing. It steals your time, clouds your judgment, and makes you impulsive. It convinces you that you're taking control when really you're giving it away. So how do you break free? You let go. Let go of the illusion that life must be fair. Let go of the belief that people must treat you right. Let go of the idea that your emotions must be dictated by the outside world. And the moment you do, something powerful happens. You stop reacting. You stop wasting energy on things beyond your control. You shift from being a prisoner of your emotions to the master of your mind. Most people never experience this kind of freedom. They spend their whole lives fighting reality, raging against things they can never change. But you don't have to. You can break the cycle today. The next time anger rises inside you, stop. Take a breath. Ask yourself, is this in my control? Will my anger solve anything? If the answer is no, let it go. Not for them, for you. Life will always be unpredictable. People will disappoint you. Things will go wrong. But none of it has the power to make you suffer, unless you give it permission. The only thing you will ever truly own is your mind. And the moment you accept this, you win. Because now you see the truth. The world was never in your control, but your mind always was. Number 2. The opinion prison. Escape the fear of what others think. A man posts a video online. He's excited, proud of his message, but within minutes, the comments start rolling in. Some are positive, some are neutral. And then, this is garbage. You have no idea what you're talking about. His stomach tightens. His excitement fades. He clicks on the profile of the person who wrote it. No videos, no content. Just a faceless stranger tearing him down from behind a screen. He knows he shouldn't care. But the words stick. His mind replays them over and over, long after the person who wrote them has moved on, probably without a second thought. Why do we let the opinions of others control us? Most people spend their lives trapped in this cycle, adjusting their behavior to gain approval, fearing rejection, and taking every insult as a personal attack. But here's the truth. No one actually thinks about you as much as you think they do. This isn't meant to be cruel. It's freeing. People are too caught up in their own worries, their own insecurities, their own struggles to be fixated on you. Their judgments aren't about you. They're reflections of them. Marcus Aurelius understood this well. As Emperor of Rome, he faced endless criticism, betrayal, and public scrutiny. If he had let every insult, every whisper of doubt, or every act of opposition consume him, he would have been ruled by his emotions instead of ruling his empire. Instead, he wrote, "You always have the option of having no opinion." Meditations. Imagine that power, the ability to hear something negative and decide that it doesn't deserve space in your mind. Think about your own life. How many times have you let someone's words dictate your emotions? A passing insult, an offhand comment, a look of disapproval. How often have these things lingered in your mind for hours, maybe even days? Now ask yourself, did that judgment actually change who you are? Did it alter your skills, your values, your purpose? The answer is always no. A Stoic understands that external judgment is just noise. It carries no real weight, unless you give it meaning. Imagine you're walking down a busy street. A stranger drives by and shouts an insult. You don't know them. They don't know you. They're gone in seconds. Would you let that one moment ruin your entire day? Would you analyze it for hours? Most people would, but a Stoic would recognize it for what it is: irrelevant, a sound in the wind, nothing more. This principle applies to everything. Consider an artist releasing their work into the world. Some people will love it, others will mock it. If that artist lets outside opinions dictate their actions, they will either become addicted to validation or paralyzed by fear of criticism. Either way, they are no longer free. A Stoic, however, remains indifferent. Praise does not inflate their ego. Insults do not wound them. They continue creating, living, and moving forward, untouched by fleeting opinions. This doesn't mean you should ignore all feedback. Stoicism is not arrogance, it's discernment. If criticism helps you grow, use it. If it's just negativity, discard it. You are the gatekeeper of your own mind. The next time someone insults you, pause. Instead of reacting, ask yourself, is this about me or is it about them? 9 times out of 10, it's about them. The rude cashier, the aggressive driver, the bitter co-worker, they aren't truly reacting to you. They're reacting to their own inner struggles, their own unresolved frustrations. When you stop taking things personally, you gain a rare kind of power. You become untouchable. You stop being controlled by the unpredictable moods of others. You move through life with an unshakable sense of peace, knowing that nothing external can define you unless you allow it to. But what if someone truly wrongs you? What if their actions go beyond just words? Should you still remain indifferent, or is there a way to take action without losing control? Share your thoughts in comments below. Have you ever let someone's opinion affect you more than it should have? How did you handle it? Let's hear your thoughts. Number 3. The reaction curse: how to stay in control. No matter what. A man stands in the middle of a crisis, hostages trapped, armed criminals on edge. The air is thick with fear. Every eye in the room is locked onto him. The criminals scream demands. Tension rises. One wrong word, one wrong reaction, and chaos will explode. But the man doesn't flinch. He doesn't shout. He doesn't panic. He stands still, breathing, observing. While everyone else is controlled by fear, he controls himself. And because he controls himself, he controls the entire situation. This is the power of non-reaction. Most people think power comes from force, from being loud, aggressive, or dominant. But real power comes from restraint. The one who remains calm, who does not react on impulse, always holds the upper hand. Think about the last time someone tried to provoke you. Maybe they threw an insult, accused you unfairly, or embarrassed you in front of others. Your heart pounded, your body tensed, your instinct screamed at you to fight back, to defend yourself. But what happened the moment you reacted? Did it solve anything, or did it only escalate the situation? The truth is, People expect reactions. When they insult you, they expect anger. When they push you, they expect resistance. When they provoke you, they expect a response, and the moment you react, you play into their hands. But what if you did the opposite? What if, instead of reacting, you stayed still? Marcus Aurelius, the emperor who ruled through wars and betrayal, understood this well. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Imagine walking through a storm. The wind howls, the rain beats down, but you don't fight it. You don't curse the weather. You simply walk through it, untouched. This is how a Stoic moves through life. Unshaken, in control. So how do you develop this level of control? The 3-second rule. Whenever you feel triggered, anger, frustration, defensiveness, pause for 3 seconds. Breathe in. Exhale. Ask yourself, does this deserve my energy? Most of the time, the answer is no. A reckless driver cutting you off, not worth it. A rude co-worker making passive-aggressive comments, not worth it. Someone insulting you just to get a reaction, not worth it. By the time those 3 seconds pass, your rational mind takes control, and the emotional impulse fades. This is how elite soldiers, martial artists, and negotiators train. Because in high-pressure situations, reacting emotionally is a weakness. The calmest person in the room always has the advantage. Imagine someone trying to provoke you. Instead of engaging, you say nothing. You let their words hang in the air. Watch what happens next. They will either grow frustrated at your lack of response, or they will start second-guessing themselves. Either way, you win without even engaging in the fight. Master negotiators use this tactic in high-stakes discussions. In business, this is known as the power of the pause, the ability to stay silent while others reveal their weaknesses, over-explain, or make mistakes. The moment you master silence, you master the art of control. But what about situations where action is truly required? What if someone crosses a serious boundary? What if an injustice happens that cannot be ignored? Should you still remain silent? Or is there a way to stay in control while still taking action? Number 4. The weakness of taking things personally. Build an unshakable mind. A billionaire walks through a crowded event, eyes watching his every move. Then, from across the room, a voice cuts through the noise. Fraud, failure, disgrace. The crowd holds its breath, waiting for his reaction. Most people would get angry, defend themselves, prove their worth. But he does something unexpected. He smiles, chuckles, and walks away. Who won in that moment? The man who shouted, desperate for attention, or the man who refused to let words control him? The truth is, nothing is personal unless you decide it is. Most people live as if they are the center of every judgment, every insult, every whisper. But the harsh truth, people don't think about you as much as you think they do. They are caught up in their own insecurities, their own struggles, their own world. Their words are not about you. They are about them. Seneca, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, understood this deeply. What others do is their business. What you do is yours. Imagine two people walking through a storm. One curses the rain, shouts at the sky, complains about how unfair it is. The other simply accepts it. He does not take the rain personally, He does not blame the clouds for existing. He adjusts, moves forward, and stays at peace. Life is the same. People are the same. Some will be kind. Some will be cruel. Some will love you. Some will hate you. But none of it is truly about you. Think about the last time someone insulted you. Did they truly understand you? Or was it just an emotion-fueled opinion formed in seconds? Most criticisms are not deep reflections. They are quick, thoughtless reactions. A Stoic knows this. He understands that an insult only has power if he accepts it. Try this. Next time someone insults you, don't react. Instead, tell yourself, that's their opinion, not my reality. Say it again. Let it sink in. Watch what happens. The insult loses its weight. It fades into nothing because you refuse to carry it. People expect a reaction. They expect you to defend, argue, fight back. But the moment you break that pattern, you become untouchable. A warrior does not take insults personally. A leader does not crumble under criticism. A master of the mind does not let the words of others shake his reality, because he understands his value is not defined by external opinions. Imagine carrying a heavy backpack filled with rocks. Each rock is an insult, a judgment, an expectation placed on you by others. Most people carry this weight their entire lives, but you don't have to. Drop the weight. Walk lighter. Move faster. Live freer. This mindset is not just about handling insults. It applies to failure, rejection, even praise. If you depend on approval to feel valuable, you will also crumble under criticism. A Stoic stays centered, not lifted by compliments, not broken by insults. He stays grounded in who he is. So the next time someone tries to belittle you, pause, take a breath, ask yourself, is this really about me, or is this about them? Most of the time, you'll realize it has nothing to do with you at all. And just like that, the weight disappears. The storm passes. You walk away, unshaken, untouched, and truly free. But what if, despite your best efforts, anger still rises inside? What if the emotion is too strong to ignore? How do you process it without letting it take over? Number 5. The time killer. Accepting death to eliminate useless anger. A man wakes up in a hospital bed, staring at the ceiling. His body aches, his ribs feel like they're on fire, and his mind is foggy from the impact. Hours ago, he was speeding down the highway, lost in thought, stressed about work, arguments, responsibilities. All of it felt so important. Then, in a split second, it was all gone. Metal twisted, glass shattered, and his world spun out of control. Now, as he lies there, one thought overwhelms him. Why did I waste so much time on things that never really mattered? Nothing shifts a person's perspective like facing death. It strips away the illusions, the petty worries, the meaningless grudges. The things that once felt heavy, pride, resentment, frustration, suddenly seem ridiculous. What once consumed the mind now feels laughable. This is the power of memento mori, the Stoic practice of remembering that death is inevitable. It's not a dark thought. It's the most freeing realization a person can have. Marcus Aurelius understood this well when he wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. If today was your last day, would you waste it arguing with a rude stranger? Would you let an insult ruin your peace? Would you stay bitter over something that won't even matter in a month? Number. The truth is, when we remember that life is short, we stop wasting it on things that drain us. Anger, resentment, and pointless frustration steal your time. Time that could be spent on things that actually matter. Love, growth, purpose. You don't need a near-death experience to wake up. You can shift your perspective right now. Every morning, ask yourself, if today were my last, would this matter? Do this before every argument, before every reaction, before giving energy to anything that doesn't serve you. Because when you truly understand how little time you have, you stop giving it away to things that don't deserve it. You stop getting angry, you stop wasting moments, and you start truly living. Conclusion. In the end, life is too short to waste on anger. The world will never be perfect, people will disappoint you, and unfair things will happen. But the one thing you can always control is your response. When you stop reacting to things that don't matter, you gain something far greater: peace. If this message resonated with you, hit like and subscribe for more insights on mastering your mind. And now, I invite you to reflect. What's one moment where you chose control over reaction? Share your thoughts in the comments. Let's build a mindset that nothing can shake.